Hi everybody, this is Caroline Sotheby and welcome to Up, Down, and Around Town. Okay, last week we had a lot of clips from several different things, but the last one that we showed was something that called a cookie project. And I said we enjoyed the cookies here and we did take pictures. So, well, yeah, that's a group. And before we even talk to the guests, maybe you can say who this group is actually participating there.
So there's me. This is a group of volunteers from Advia Credit Union. Their company gives them time to volunteer at numerous different places, and one of their favorite places to volunteer is my cookie project.
Beautiful.
So we love having them come. They come maybe every few weeks.
Okay. And of course that was on the outside, showing people as they were coming into the place.
Those are our hours and our variety of cookies.
Yeah. And of course that's assigned by what was the old St. Joe's, but is St. Elizabeth's Center right now. And for some of you that didn't know, this is Maggie Gibson.
Hi.
And you were on duty that day. How did this program actually start?
So I worked at Joe Brighton Center for 40 years. Joe Brighton is a great program in Wyandotte. I worked in the bakery about 20 of those 40 years. Well, I discovered that after our special education students age out of school, at age 26, they had not that many opportunities.
Right.
And so I wanted to provide something with some purpose.
Good.
And we found that it was very joyful to be baking cookies.
Okay.
So that's one of the many things that we do as part of my cookie project.
Okay. So how did you manage to get a group going, a program going? Did you have to go through the state too, make it nonprofit or what?
We started my cookie project actually it was about a year in planning. And not only did I teach at Joe Brighton Center for 40 years, I also volunteered and ran the Special Olympics program.
Okay.
And I had a lot of parents who were very instrumental in helping with Special Olympics as well. And when I mentioned that we wanted to do something outside of school after I retired, they were so enthused and willing to help. And so we started planning the nonprofit, and that was having articles of incorporation and having a board and then applying to the IRS. And we received our nonprofit status in 2015. I retired in 2016, June. And a month later, opened my cookie project.
Okay. So where do you actually cook or bake now at this point?
We moved last summer. We were in Melvindale for 8 years.
Okay.
And we are now at the St. Elizabeth's Education Center as part of the St. Vincent Pallotti Parish, which is located at 4th and Maple. And we are in their kitchen, and we also utilize their gym.
Oh, really?
Yes, the kitchen is attached to the gym.
Okay. So they come and play too at the
Well,
same time? Or they're not supposed to?
Not
but
in the
they
gym.
do?
No. No.
No. But do you use it for somebody if they want to sit down and eat at that point? Or
No.
right now it isn't, yeah?
No, we don't provide any opportunity to have customers come eat. This is just working for our bakers, and then people can come and purchase their cookies.
All right. So that's the work portion. But the fun portion is what?
So we have four concepts for Cookie Project. The first is providing purpose and joy. And baking cookies is our purpose and our joy.
Okay.
We teach our people weighing and measuring, dropping cookies on a tray using a scoop, baking using the oven, mixing according to a recipe, washing dishes, cleaning up the stations, and cleaning up the area. We are licensed by the Department of Agriculture. I am ServSafe certified, so we're covered if anybody is concerned about anything like that. We follow all of the rules and had an amazing inspection.
Okay.
The second thing is we want to teach people that people with disabilities can work. Come see us. Come watch our bakers work. They are amazing. Absolutely amazing. The third goal is inclusive recreation. So we go to Tigers games and Pistons games and Red Wings games, and we go camping every year, and we go alpine skiing and snowshoeing up north every year. So
Not too many normal people can do that. So
we are planning a camping trip this year at Hoffmaster State Park. Last year we were at the Upper Peninsula. Previous years we were at Burt Lake State Park in Indian River. Tonight, after the show, we're going to be going to the movies. So we try and do, one of my favorite things of all is kayaking. We have our bakers that kayak with and without people without disabilities. So that's the other thing, is we really want people to come play with us. Come see us work, come play with us, because we're all part of the grand scheme of the community.
And your concentration is basically for somebody, quote, like I said, graduated 26.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And it helps when you have the parents that are active and are willing to
Absolutely.
participate too. So.
Absolutely. Well, they come camping with us, and they have to provide transportation. So that's
Yeah.
a big.
Okay. Okay. Now, at this point, you're still at the St. Joe's. I mean, yeah, Pilati Parish home, so to speak. But you mentioned to me that a couple of weeks they're going out and have meals at ChristNet.
So that's our fourth goal as my cookie project, is to pay it forward. We often make meals and serve the homeless.
Okay.
Through ChristNet. We volunteer at Festival of Trees Gala, which raises funds for research for Children's Hospital.
Really? Yeah.
And then we do other things that we try and allow our bakers, who most of their life have been recipients of charity because of who they are, to have that joy of paying it forward.
And at the same time, they feel we're adults, we're doing something great.
Absolutely.
And most of them were bakers when you were at Brighton, or what?
Well, that class is 1 year.
Is
and
it?
then they move on to other classes. There's
really?
amazing training over there. But most of them had been through my baking class when I was
Really?
teaching there. Mm-hmm.
Well, I can see why you wanted to go forward, because with all that experience, and especially even dealing with, I say kids, but they're adults.
Right.
Right, but it's like, you look at them and say, how old are you?
I have a young lady that's going to turn 40 this year. And
Really? Yeah. Okay. This thing about kayaking, that's something big coming up. Is it a special one just for this year, or has it been in a process of doing it?
Okay, I'm going to brag.
Okay.
I started the kayaking program in Special Olympics
Okay.
back in about 2015.
Uh-huh.
And it is growing. It's a growing sport. We have a state competition in Ypsilanti in the fall, and right now we're trying to do some fundraising to purchase some kayaks.
I know that because I'm an American Legion auxiliary.
Thank you.
And we were trying to figure out, well, how much what one costs. I mean, because it can be expensive. How many are you planning on having, though?
We currently own 4 tandem kayaks, and we like to use our tandem kayaks for unified sports. So a traditional Special Olympian and a person without a disability, a unified partner.
Okay.
And so we have those teams that train and compete, and then we're looking for singles sit inside kayaks 12 to 14 feet.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, are you still connected with the Special Olympics at the school now, besides the Cookie Project?
Well, my husband and I are coaching swimming for
you
Joe
are?
Brighton Center.
Okay.
And then then the kayak team is also Joe Brighton, My Cookie Project combined team.
All right.
We also will be having a bocce team for My Cookie Project, and we have an alpine ski and snowshoe team for My Cookie Project.
Wow. Just because you got those kids interested up above, and no kidding. All right. So for somebody sitting at home, can you use volunteers?
We can use volunteers. Not only do we have the Advia Credit Union come in, but I have other regular volunteers. My husband, who is an amazing volunteer, in fact, he set up a stove for us today. We're so excited. But we have certain folks that come on one day each week, and we have a waiting list of about a dozen or two. Well, let's say 24 people. But I need more supervision to be able to bring those folks in. So if people do want to come and volunteer, we would love to have them. We, of course, take a background check because we want our bakers to be safe.
Okay.
But that would be fantastic to have more volunteers so we can bring in more bakers.
So best way to get in touch would be maybe come,
on down, come see what we're about.
yeah, and then decide.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So when a volunteer comes down, what do they normally do? Are they overseeing what the baker is doing, or are they sort of,
They're pretty much working right alongside them.
are they?
They are. So they may help weigh ingredients. They may help drop cookies on a tray. The bakers may teach them how to mix because they know how to mix already.
Yeah.
Or they may be working ovens. So, any type. And of course, cleaning. That's such a big thing.
Oh, very important, no matter where you go. Yeah. So when you're saying volunteer, it could be, what, a couple hours at a time, or?
Well, we'd like you to come for the day, which is 8 or 8:30 to noon.
Okay. Well, then at least if you can count on them, you're going to feel comfortable.
Right.
And you can go about and oversee what the heck's going on.
Right, and then we'll make sure that our bakers are also safe so they have supervision.
Okay. All right. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
Correct.
You've had 8 to 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And some of these are some of your goodies. Last week we had the combination of what was that? Peanut butter chocolate chip.
I have some of those there.
And I'll tell you what, I snuck a couple of them before I even brought it here, and it's
My bakers are amazing. They do such a great job.
Yeah, you can tell. They're nice and fresh, and of course I got it practically right out of the oven, so
Right.
that helped out too. But you also have strudel on Thursdays.
Correct. Also, so if you place an order for a strudel by Wednesday, we can make it for you fresh on Thursday. And again, you have to pick it up between 8 and noon. Well, between 10 and noon, because we've got to obviously
right.
make them and
Yeah.
and
And you gave us a
package them.
couple of hints that you might eventually get back to having cheesecake again?
Well, we had to stop making cheesecake when we moved to Wyandotte because we lost our
Big oven.
our regular oven. But my husband put in a new oven today. It's much smaller because we have a smaller hood vent. So cheesecakes will be limited, but we make 8-inch and 4-inch size cheesecakes.
Oh, really? Okay. So we can start with the 4-inch. And
We'll only be able
you
to
keep
make.
on talking about your husband. I asked him if he was going to come on. He says no. So he's in the back there watching what's going on here anyway. All right. So this gives an idea of, I picked this up last week, the different, and of course when you come there, you can always grab one of these so you have a reference to know.
Right, and the phone number's right there. So we have another volunteer who answers the phone, Susan, and she texts us because we may be in the middle of something. She texts us with an order, and if she doesn't answer right away, she will get back to you.
All right.
Other thing I want to mention is it's Lent, and we go to fish fries. We are at Wyandotte and Lincoln Park Knights of Columbus Fish Fries from 4 till sellout, and that's every Friday. And every other Friday, we are at the Flat Rock Elks drive-through fish fry.
Really?
So so we're selling cookies, and our bakers are there selling cookies.
Okay. So you have volunteers going in several different areas.
We
then.
do. We'll
Okay.
be at the Wyandotte Street Fair this summer.
Okay. What are you going to do there besides sell cookies?
So that's it. We're selling cookies.
Well, you're gonna have to have those bakers down in the oven doing a lot.
Right.
Okay, this gets, if you ever have a chance, this gives you an idea of some of the things that you go to, which is long in the making, but you come to this road now that you're glad you started and you're here and it's working out.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And the parish has been so welcoming. Father Brendan's been so welcoming. We're busier now than we were in
Really?
Melvindale, yes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good to know. But you know what? I think downriver like to eat.
Wyandotte's a wonderful place to be.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So we got a little bit of history. You're talking about the kids, the bakers, what kind of food is going to be in the future too. Volunteers in your hours. Anything else that we missed?
I think
That sort of covers it.
We've pretty much covered it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How do you manage to get all that time in and still help out with the events? I mean, swimming and everything else at Brighton.
You know, if I didn't do that, I would just be lazy. So I have to just keep going.
I understand that situation. I should be retired many, many times too, but there's so much going on in the city or even surrounding areas that we feel a lot of people just don't know what's going on unless, well, just like this. My daughter's been after me and saying, get the cookie project out, son. I mean, you can tell. We got it from the bulletin and stuff like that. And I said, I'll get to it. So finally,
Well, thank you, daughter.
I will. And I thank you for coming. Thank your husband for bringing you. It's, see, next time we're going to have to get him on. But you're going to bring the baker and
I would love
somebody
for
else.
They
next time.
would love to come on.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah?
yes.
And
Absolutely.
give an idea like, oh, we're in the kitchen, we do this and this and this.
They're already pretty famous, so absolutely.
Okay. Hey, thank you for coming.
Thanks so much, Carolyn.
And keep in touch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
All right.
you.
Okay. And we'll be going out. I hope you got some information. Enjoy it. If you want to volunteer, if you want to come down and get some of these goodies, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, from 8 to 12, and eventually cheesecake again, but strudel on Thursday.
Oh, we will be closing a couple weeks in the summer.
Okay. Oh, you're going to
Well,
take
when
a
we take them-
vacation?
Well, no. When we take the bakers camping.
Okay.
So we'll be closed a few weeks.
Well, you're entitled to it, right?
It's
Thanks.
just more fun.
Thanks, Maggie. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Okay. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Up, Down, and Around Town. Bye-bye now.